Hey guys, Marsing here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at LR Fusion ZAMASU versus the Metal Cooler Core. So this is obviously going to be a real big test for our boy here, because we have type disadvantage against one of the hardest hitting red zone bosses in the game. Definitely going to be something that we have to be very careful of. Now, my prediction for how he's going to perform, based on what we've seen from all of the showcases with him so far, after he gets his double super, I think he will tank the normal attacks perfectly fine. I don't know if that's going to be double digits necessarily, because one of the things you have to remember about the Metal Cooler Core is that he raises his own attack on super. So obviously if he supers in slot 1, his attacks for the rest of the turn are going to do more damage, so that is something that we have to factor in. And then obviously the fact, when it comes to link partners, now in this particular run, which could be a mistake, we'll find out, I've brought basically all of the floating Goku Blacks that we can use to give him support. So I've got the AGL base form 1, I've got the STR Rose, and I've got the STR World Tournament Goku Black as well. Basically what I can do is, I should have probably done one for this turn, because if he gets super attacked, I think we're actually dead. But I was going to say, these Goku Blacks that need to build up, the 2 base form ones, we could have gone ahead and used the Whis in these early stages to protect them from taking tons of damage. But fortunately, we got lucky there with the lack of supers. So let's see. So you guys together, we get 4 links. Unfortunately, though, very bad rotation for this turn, right? Because we have no actual slot 1 unit. Although, this might be quite interesting to see. You raise allies' attack on super. So, since he does actually have slightly higher defense, I'm going to go ahead and put him in slot 1. And then we are going to go ahead and use a Whis here. So, that means ZAMASU is going to get that extra buff to his attack. So, let's see. Yeah, see the extra key per orb, look at that, getting full 24 key. That gives them effective against all types. Not that it makes a huge difference, because we obviously can't kill the Metal Cooler army, which is one of the things that makes this fight very difficult, especially for this team, right? Like, we ideally would love STR Rose to be able to get a finishing blow before the final phase of any red zone boss, so that he can have his full passive active. But as I said in the video that I did specifically using Rose against the Metal Cooler Core, is impossible. Wow, 9.89. Okay, so almost 10 million. I know he's got double support, but yeah, that's pretty good. And then 6.4 on the additional. Can we get the triple super turn as well? Will he break? He wouldn't break 7 million on the 3rd super, would he? Ah, additional normal attack, shame. All right, well, good turn. Oh, we get his super attack counter. I don't think I've actually gotten this in a video yet. Hey, look at that. Good stuff. All right. I'll take that. Like I say, I don't think we've had that in a video yet, but Metal Cooler Army can be attack lowered, so we've actually done quite a lot of debuffing to him here so far. And then the STR World Tournament Goku Black able to get hit a few times in order to build up his passive. So yeah, I need to let my Trunks and Vegeta actually take some hits here so they can get their passive built up. And then we'll grab these for you and these for you. That is the one good thing about the Metal Cooler Army. So I've talked about this before in this when it comes to this event multiple times, how some units will be at a disadvantage because of the fact that you can't kill the Metal Cooler Army. You have to fight them for 3 full turns. Whereas in some other events against certain other bosses, you could bring slightly weaker defensive units that are like good for support, for example, because chances are with them in slot 3, unless they're literally on the 1st turn, you're going to kill the enemy before they have to take any hits in slot 3, whereas against the Metal Cooler Core, you obviously can't do that. But units like this example, that actually need to take a certain number of attacks and things like that, are obviously going to be able to do that against the Metal Cooler Army, because the fight isn't going to be ending prematurely. So units that need to attack a certain number of times or be hit a certain number of times are still going to be in a very good position, because obviously here on this turn we have the friend Vegeta and Trunks. They're going to get their attacks off here, get very, very good defense once all of those effects are in play, and then they're going to take a whole nother bunch of hits from the army, which means their passive is essentially, I think, going to be fully built up by the time they're next on rotation, which is very important because even as good as they are defensively, the Metal Cooler Core hits them incredibly hard with a super attack. Now, the only thing that I'm now, of course, realizing is that our rotations have been quite bad because we've only now separated the two Vegeta and Trunkses. I guess one of them was in slot 7. I should have noticed that and floated the one off on turn 1. Because now we are here at the core with no good slot 1 unit. So, a little bit awkward. I guess we are going to have to skew things in our favour here and use the other Whis, because otherwise this is just not going to go well, right? Not much we can do. Bad rotation. Don't have who we want in slot 1, so nothing we can really do about it. Obviously, this is not going to be a great example of how well ZAMASU's going to tank, but it is what it is. So, of course, we get supered frame 1 as well, so we don't even get the defensive buff for Rose. Look at him still taking that much damage with a Whis active as well is kind of crazy. So, at least he got the super attack out of the way. That means we don't have to worry about AGL Goku Black at the end. Because we've got a Whis up, but has he been hit at all yet? I'm not actually sure. So he should be looking good. So yeah, 9. Look at that with the double Goku Black support, because both the base form Goku Blacks give 40% support to attack. ZAMASU looking very, very good on this turn. He is getting the 200% lead, of course, from Vegeta and Trunks, but when we get this full ZAMASU and Goku Black 200% team, he's going to be looking so good. Unfortunately, both turns we got an additional normal attack, which means we're still 1 super away from being able to use his active skill. It's a little bit unfortunate. Now we have the revival up here from Goku, so I think we should be all good. He sealed Vegeta and Trunks. That's super awkward. They do still have their guard though. Would it be better to do this then? Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. So let's grab these. I want to try and save a decent amount of orbs for ZAMASU next turn, because obviously we have to remember he only gets his extra key per orb for a certain amount of time, and then obviously on some teams you're potentially then going to run into issues with him getting that 24 key, because remember as well, against the Metal Cooler Core, getting to 24 key with Fusion ZAMASU is going to be hugely beneficial, because he's then picking up that effective against all types ability. So, of course, we're going to get the revival now, though. So, actually, how does that change? I'm assuming the orb field doesn't change, right? We just go on to the next turn. It doesn't reset like it does when you go into a new phase, right? I actually don't know. I've never really paid attention to that, so it'd be interesting to see if our full pool of physical orbs that we left at the bottom are still there. But anyway, we get the revival with Carnival Goku here and move on to the next turn. Unfortunate that we can't get the active skill with ZAMASU, but is the fight going to go on long enough for us? Yeah, we should get another turn with him. So, sealed Rose, that is unfortunate. Alright, so I do want to see... I want to see what he looks like without getting the buff from Vegeta and Trunks' active skill. Now, again, if we get hit with a super, basically we are, like, it's guaranteed death, right? But we'll see how it goes. Get a ton of HP back from all the orbs, very good, and then we'll grab this for you. So, let's see how this is going to play out here. So, Vegeta and Trunks, they're going to get their attacks off. 6 million for them. Considering they only share a few links with ZAMASU, I still think is really good. They're obviously not getting any support from Rose. So the fact that they're able to hit numbers like that while still being as good defensively as they are, I think is very impressive. So, is he going to super? Ooh, okay, well, let's see what our boy ZAMASU is going to do here then. So, we're still rocking a 9 million attack stat, thanks to the support from Rose. We got the effective against all types as well, so decent damage off of these attacks. Give me the triple super, come on. This is where we need it the most, right? Against type disadvantage. Okay. So yeah, double digits from the normal attacks. Still no super though, so I'm assuming a Rose without his defense buff from his super. I assume 58k from a normal, he would be dead to a super attack there. But fortunately, we didn't have to worry about that. So Right, you don't have your guard anymore, so you have to go in slot 1. They can't super, which is pretty awkward for this turn, but I guess it is what it is. Let's go ahead and use Carnival Goku's active skill. Nice little bit of extra damage. Also gets rid of one of the attacks in slot 1. And then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. Now, I don't know if AGL Goku Black is built up enough to be able to survive against the core here with normal attacks. Obviously, if the Metal Cooler core super attacks him, then we will be dead. Because the AGL Goku Black is going to suffer from the same issue as these, you know, Zamasu and Goku Black units when we're trying to use them on main rotation on some of these teams, where we don't have Big Bad Bosses active on this rotation, which is, of course, a pretty significant increase in his defensive ability. Him getting a double super would obviously be ideal because of the raising defense, but oh yeah, I think we're in trouble now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, unless AGL Goku Black comes in clutch here with some dodging. He did get the double super, but I think he's going to super me, isn't he? Because has he supered at all yet? I think we could be in some serious trouble here. 100k, 74. Oh, wow, we actually did not get supered. Okay. The only downside to that, though, is if we get supered in slot 1, I'm pretty sure we just die, right? Even from, like, 4 HP. But let's get some active skills going off here. Oh, Zamasu is sealed. No. Oh, that's the worst thing that could happen. Because his defense is just... his defense is not going to be good enough, right? Well, let's use the active skill with Vegeta and Trunks, so we get that defense buff. In fact, they might actually kill him, which... I mean, that might not be the worst thing considering Zamasu is sealed, because Zamasu's not exactly going to kill him, is he? But we can go ahead and use Zamasu's active skill. At least when you're sealed, you can still use the active skills, because that would be super unfortunate. But as long as Zamasu crits here, I think that might actually allow Vegeta and Trunks to be able to finish off the core. But we'll see. Because remember, he gets his defense, the 50% from his passive for performing a super. He gets that when you use his active skill. So with the buff from Vegeta and Trunks passive, he has 318k defense. Now, imagine if he wasn't sealed. Like, he's going to have 500 plus k defense, close to 600, by the time he gets attacked by the Metal Cooler core. So he would actually be in a pretty good spot on this turn if it wasn't for the fact that he was sealed. So that is super unfortunate. Hopefully Vegeta and Trunks are able to finish him off here. What would be really funny is if he survives with the tiniest sliver of health and then Zamasu actually finishes him off with normal attacks. That would be pretty funny. But it's all going to come down to Vegeta and Trunks' performance here. Are they going to crit on this? We actually might. If they crit on this, I think he's left with what? Very small amount of HP? Ooh, yeah, it's not enough. So 4.7. He still gets the... I'm assuming that is the guarantee. Yeah, he gets the guaranteed additional. So even though we didn't actually do the Ultra Super, because we had 18 key, even though he was sealed, he got the guaranteed additional attack. And then he got the additional from his hidden potential as well. So that actually could have potentially been the triple super turn. But of course he was sealed. So pretty obvious. I'm going to leave this in, right? We'll keep that as the end of the video. Pretty clear that if he wasn't sealed, he would have finished off the core and we would have won. Not being able to get a super though, even with Big Bad Bosses, the support from the World Tournament Goku Black and the active skill from Vegeta and Trunks, he was still taking over 100k from the normal attacks, which, you know, obviously has type disadvantage, but it really shows you the difference that makes in some of these events when units who really need to super to get their defense get sealed, because he absolutely would have finished him off if he wasn't sealed there. So he stands up pretty well. Even the other Goku Blacks that we used, we got some good RNG with obviously them not eating a super, but they managed to hold their own pretty decently. So I'm definitely very happy with how this LR ZAMASU performs overall. Especially against the hardest type disadvantage enemy for him in the game. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.